What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the David Hammond YouTube channel. Yes, we are back in Christian's room. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this is our new house being built. I would say it's around halfway done, and this is the baby boy Christian's room. Yes, Mallory, my wife, is around 20 weeks pregnant, and his expected delivery is around mid-June. We are mid-January, so yeah, 5 months out. And she's starting to show. Now you guys are gonna hear construction. Again, they're working on a multitude of things here. We got neighbors, they have construction here. We're kind of in like the backlands out here. There was a dog nonstop barking for like half an hour. Right when I pressed record, the lighting was crazy, so I had to take a chill pill, go for a walk, just pray to God, because that's how it works, guys. God's gonna give you the layup, the first video, right when you first go to the gym, day one, or you first do this, or whatever it is. You know it's from God because he's going to give you a little bit of beginner's luck. Now, I know luck is not biblical, but a little bit of a layup, if you will, right? And you take that layup, good, he gets you through the door, right? Kind of like Moses giving the Israelites the first step to leave Egypt, but then the warfare begins. Video 2, the second day you go, whatever it is, right? And that's fine, guys. Count all joy, right? That's completely normal, and in fact, that's actually encouraged. So with that, guys, let's begin this video. So in today's video, guys, I wanted to give you a practical one on lust. Yes, guys, dealing with lust as a married man. Now, the reason I'm making this is, well, I mean, it's important, but two, I did not realize the implications of lust as a married individual. Like I said, guys, I've now been married. Where's my water? Now been married for coming up to a year's time. And, you know, I had no clue how hard you would still get hit with lust as a married man. You know, we're kind of taught that you get through your Pollock, your single period for whatever it is, right? I was on my Pollock for about 3-4 years, which is single, celibate, serving the Lord. And in fact, I'll be honest, in a sense, no, they're both difficult in different ways. But I think we're taught that that's when you're going to get hit with lust the most. And I mean, it kind of makes sense because you're single, you're celibate, you're not fornicating, you're not, you know, dating girls, yada, yada. You're saving yourself for marriage. I'm not saying you have to be a virgin, but like once you're born again, you're waiting till marriage, right? That's what we do. And that's fine, you know, great. Now, being married, though, for coming up to a year, I will be honest with you guys, my first, man, it was really up until like a few months ago, guys, I really got hit. And when I mean really, I don't mean like it was a few times, you know, of lust. And no one really speaks about this. I think it's because a lot of men just aren't married, or maybe it's a very sensitive subject, or it's taboo, or it's, you know, I definitely didn't hear this in church. I'll tell you guys that. I never heard this in a sermon. Right? You hear it with young single guys, but with married guys, you think, okay, but you're having sex all the time, like you're good. And although, yes, you are alleviated in some ways, I'm just going to tell you what happened to me and how I was able to really give Satan an FU. So as a bit of context, guys, and Mallory's great, that's my wife. There was no issue whatsoever. There was no refraining or withholding sex. Like, things are great. They're amazing. But here's what I was getting hit, okay? Maybe some of you guys can relate. As men, one of our biggest demons, one of our biggest curses is what? What do you guys think? It involves, you know, you could say pride and lust of the flesh, but what do you think it is as I'm looking outside here at grass, right? As men being visual, one of our biggest demises, and this is really what has ruined so many kings, right? I mean, this is actually one of the commandments, is coveting. And that is telling ourselves that the grass is greener on the other side. And I'll be honest, this is a plague that is going to hit men, I think, to the day we die. And this can be with a multitude of things. This can be you finally get that job, and it's a good job. It's paying well, you know, hours aren't bad, pretty good flexibility, whatever it may be. But there's always, but what about that other job? You know, but my neighbor has this job, and well, you know, I could have maybe done this. It's always just this rumination of, you know, I'm married and this is an amazing woman, but, you know, there's this like TikToker on here, or there's this woman here, or I have X amount of money, but I could have this. It's an insidious curse that a lot of men have, and I'm not saying, guys, that like you even have to partake in it, right? I'm not even saying like, you know, Jesus says in Matthew 5, right, that even if you look at a woman with lust, you've committed adultery, or if you have hatred towards your brother in your heart, you've committed murder. Right? So this doesn't mean you actually have to, and I'm not saying I ever committed adultery or even talked to a different girl. No, but it all starts within. Right? And that's why we got to crucify that flesh from that point when it's like a little baby cockroach before it gets too big. Because once it's too big, I mean, that's how stuff happens. That's how adultery happens. That's how divorce happens. That's how We just make poor moves because we let these little tiny seeds from the enemy ruminate in our mind far past what they're due, right? So for me, what I noticed, guys, and I think this is, if you're going to be honest with yourself as a man, when we have something locked in, naturally our mind is going to wander, right? That's normal. If you have a great job, an amazing career, it can be the best job in the world, and you know you're going to have this career for the rest of your life, what is your mind at times going to do? It's going to daydream. Let's just be honest, guys. Let's just call it a buck. Again, it doesn't mean that you actually go leave the job or go talk to the woman. No. But what I've noticed, guys, and I mean this is so key. I'm really kind of just summarizing this on the spot. Number one, I want to let you know that this doesn't mean you're weak. Because like I made clear, I never went to talk to any of these girls or, went to a different job, whatever it is, no. But you need to understand, guys, and what I didn't know is that when you are married, you are going to get attacked spiritually different than you were when you were single. What people don't understand, guys, is when you are married, I mean, let's just back up the truck. When you're a Christian man, you're born again, just like this video. When you press record, you're now a threat. Do you understand? Like the majority of Christians, right? Let's say you are saved. The majority of Christians are not a huge threat to Satan. Like, let's just be honest. They kind of go through their day, maybe go to church, sing kumbaya, and that's kind of it. But if you're out there and you're a disciple, you are going to get persecuted, guys. And again, granted, I'm in America. We have it very good here, guys. But that could be either getting made fun of, that could be getting thrown in jail, that could be getting your head cut off. Let's be honest. Right? Jesus says, Matthew 5:11, blessed are you when you are persecuted, lied, or reviled for my name's sake. And John, he says, you will get persecuted, right? And this is not no persecution complex syndrome. No, we have it very good. And we count all joy, that's in James, when we face various trials. For what? They perfect our endurance. Amen, right? But what you guys need to understand is when you're married, you have now entered a new map pack full of new dangerous beasts that you need to learn how to slay, how to overcome. Right? I kind of view it, I'm looking at this this territory here. You know, I was in Canada last year, and there are going to be different demons in Canada, different strongholds, like literally. You think of when you street preach, like I'm going to be speaking to a different demographic, right? Maybe a lot more LGBTQ people, Muslims, yada yada. But when I'm in a new map pack, now I'm here in Texas, I've been here now for about a year, it's a new stronghold. Do you understand? And it's not that one is necessarily good or bad. You're going to get hit both times, buddy. Do you understand? Whether you're single, you're married, you got 30 kids or no kids, you're going to get hit in a certain way, but they're different. It's almost kind of like Pokemon, like different Pokemon or different demons based on where you are in your walk. And what I'm telling you guys is as a single Christian man, I was able to really overcome lust. Yes, I had maybe one or two little screw-ups, but for the 4 years I was single, I never fornicated one time. I was completely celibate. I did relapse fapping 1 or 2 times right before I found my wife, and that's because I got hit really bad, and that's still completely my fault. But for the vast majority of it, I had that on lock. What I'm here to tell you guys, you would think that that perfectly carries over to marriage, and to a great extent it does, but the demon is now different. And you've never dealt with this demon before. I kind of think of it like, this might sound a little silly, but you think of like Dark Souls games, which yes, I still love, and I'll still play a little bit, I won't lie to you guys. When I play Dark Souls games before I go to bed, when you're facing, like, you can be amazing. Right? In fact, I just beat Wukong. You guys play that? You know what I'm talking about? Wukong, Black Myth Wukong. And they got Now 3 coming up. You can be amazing at a boss in World 2. Like, I'm talking the hardest boss in World 2. And you've learned every one of his moves. Like, you've genuinely gotten good at this, right? And you slayed him. You won. Boom. Yes, there will be some carryover with those skills that you've gained to boss 3, but the boss is completely different. The movesets are completely different. You don't know how to fight this guy. You have to recalculate, reanalyze, realize, okay, this guy's got lightning, this dude had fire. I need a whole different armor set. I need a new weapon set. You're going into a different battlefield, different terrain. Do you understand? And within marriage, you're in a new terrain. And I really do believe, guys, that's why I needed, you're gonna hear construction, guys, just ignore it. I really do believe that's why I needed about a year off to really go through these new move sets to learn before I could come to YouTube to make an objective video, right? Actually, in the Bible in Deuteronomy, it says every man that goes to war, this is really cool, is supposed to take a year off to spend with their wife to really bond with his wife, right? Because back then, you know, they were going to war all the time. To take a year off, I find that very symbolic. And so it's been now about a year, I've met Mallory for over a year now, so about a year, and I can confidently tell you guys, okay, there's some new some new demons. And the cure now to give you guys, well, first and foremost, the reason I say this is because a good quote goes, awareness in and of itself is transformative. By you just knowing, I'm telling you guys this now, by you just knowing that there are different demons, different strongholds, different map packs, it saves you 90% of the battle. Because if you don't know that when you enter marriage, you're in a whole new territory, and you think that the single version of you, if you just bring over all those skills, which yes, you do need those skills, but they will be refined. But if you believe that just by me bringing the exact same skills, oh, no problem, I'm gonna, slay these demons, no problem, you're in for a rude awakening. And so with that, like I told you, that new demon is you can have the best marriage, you can have the best wife, you can have the best job. We as men, one of our curses, let me make this very clear, is not only the grass is greener on the other side, men can self-destruct. Men, one of our biggest downsides is we can have something so good, but because we want something new, right? And really what it is, it's this like candy cotton child effeminate syndrome, if I'm being honest. We want something that's new, that's flashy. Like I said, the grass is greener on the other side. Despite having something reliable and amazing, you've eaten oatmeal and egg whites and turkey bacon every day and it sustains you. But you know what, man? I want that hazelnut chocolate chip Nutella pancake, right? Especially with social media and all that stuff. As men, you guys know how we are. We can get impulsive and we can make some really dumb, irrational decisions. So what I'm here to tell you guys is to, number one, be aware of the shiny object syndrome. Because guess what? Make no mistake. The times that I did get hit with lust, where I started, lusting after these women, I'll tell you what, none of them were wife material. They were disgusting, repulsive, OnlyFans whores. And you know what? I'll be honest, some of them even disguised as Christians. And I fell for it, man. I'm not saying I subscribed to OnlyFans. I'm not saying, like, nothing really bad happened. But yeah, I looked at them, guys. I lusted. I clicked on their profile. I'll keep it a buck with you. And I think if you're being honest, you've done that too, right? Acknowledge that it's going to happen. And then two, you need to realize this, guys, right? The devil is a liar. He is going to come disguised as an angel of light, as the chocolate chip Nutella pancake. But you know what's going to happen? Even if you did get that, it's going to rot your teeth. It will not sustain you. Your wife that you have, your house, your ministry, your building. Get okay with the mundane. Eat your chicken, broccoli, and rice. And when I was really able to just wake myself up from this effeminacy, cotton candy, well, back when I was single, I could get whatever I want. And I'll be honest with you guys, that's probably why I got hit with that. Because when you're single, you can technically have whatever woman you want. When you're married, you're locked in. And that's not a bad thing. And in fact, it's an amazing thing. Mallory's like, I truly believe, like literally like made from my rib. It's phenomenal. And things have been a lot better the past few months. But I really think the difference and what helped me is just picking up your cross, man. Being a man and acknowledging, you know what? Guess what, man? We're raising a kid. There's a lot of money that's, my bank account has taken a pretty big hit, right? But you know what, man? It's not about me anymore. It's not about you anymore. It's not about what I want for breakfast. What's on the buffet today? What's in front of you? What's going to sustain you? What will make you a good leader and husband? That's what we got to realize. Jesus says in Mark 10:34 that if a man wants to follow me, let him pick up his cross, deny himself, and follow me. Right? Marriage is no different. Marriage is a sacrifice. Yes, guys, it comes with all the bells and whistles as far as you have a helpmate, you have a companion. I would not go back to being single. You could not pay me a certain amount of money. You could not pay me $1 billion. I would not go back to being single. I love Mallory. I love the married life. But what I'm here to tell you guys is if you, and this is a side separate video, this is why I think I got to make these videos, people on Instagram and YouTube, and especially like Braden Steckler and guys like this, they glorify women so much that they think that once you're married, all problems are going to be amazing. They idolize women. If you idolize women and your entire content, your entire page, your entire life is about dating and this, you're setting yourself up for failure. Do you not realize and think that Satan is using these lustful desires and giving you this so-called godly woman to then ruin you? You need to be a disciple. You need to learn how to deny yourself, guys, whether you're single or married, because if you don't and you just think these problems are going to go away, do you not think that like Satan, Satan's been around a long time, guys, much longer than all of us. Do you not think that like he will take something in a different domain and just like sugarcoat it and make it look really good? He's gonna take something that's gonna kill you and put a bunch of like cotton candy over top. You need to learn how to suffer well. I really mean it, guys. And when you can just get your wedgie out of your butt, get off your high horse as far as like, you know, me, because really that's what it is it's being selfish. I was being selfish. Oh, you know, but my dick down there feels like it wants to do this right now. My appetite wants to eat this. When you can look at yourself in the mirror and realize it's no longer about you, you're moving into fatherhood and marriage, and you put off that old man, right? All part of the process, guys. That's what's gonna sustain you. But make no mistake, okay? Marriage is just another layer of discipleship, right? We're disciples. Do you understand? Yes, you're single usually first. You shouldn't really jump into marriage because, buddy, you're going from Map Pack 1 to Map Pack 5. Trust me. You're a disciple here. Do not think that that changes now that you're married. Do not have this idea that now that I'm married, all the lust problems will go away. All the spiritual warfare will go away. Absolutely not. And in fact, it's going to be the opposite. I promise you that. And I know for a fact when I have my kid on the way, it's going to ramp up even higher. It is less of us, right? John the Baptist says, John 3:30, that I must decrease so Christ can increase. There is no shame in getting hit with new spiritual warfare that a lot of YouTubers are not going to talk about. I wasn't aware of it, but you got to be ready for it, man. So when it comes, you know, okay, it's a new demon, right? Or they say same demon, different font. You understand? And understand that if God has brought you to this, you're going to be okay, but you must let yourself decrease. Put your faith back into God. And man, I got a lot of videos to make for you guys, because if there's one thing I can tell you I've learned this past year, if you are obsessed with like what's just going to glorify you, do not get married. I'm telling you right now, if you want a fatter bank account, if you want more me, selfish, what girl, what this, do not get married, because that's all going to take a hit. Now, I truly do believe, and I know that God's going to provide, and I even think more can come from that. And in fact, actually, statistically, married men make more money than single men. But when you're in that wilderness period, when you're figuring it out, when you're metamorphosizing and putting off the old man, it's going to be painful, man. I'll let you guys know that. And I'm telling you, a lot of YouTubers, single men, they're not preparing you because they're not preparing you for what? Discipleship. You want to have a good marriage? Be a good disciple. You want to be a good father? Be a good disciple. You want a good ministry business? Be a good disciple. Stop focusing on fixing that and focus on better serving Christ, decreasing yourself and allowing God to speak through you. Because when that pervades, all things are a byproduct, Matthew 6:33. And I think that is something that I forgot. I think I got a little complacent in marriage at times and thought, well, you know what? Maybe there is no more spiritual. I always knew there's spiritual warfare, but maybe, you know what? Things are just easier. No, man. That's what Satan wants. Satan wants you to get lazy, man. He wants you to get complacent because that's when he's going to hit you. And in fact, to finish the video here, because this is long, remember I told you guys when I relapsed before I met my wife? That was the one time I guess you could say I got complacent. I was on YouTube for around I think 5-6 years at that point, 7 years. And I was on the David Hammond channel for about 4 or 5 years at that point, and I took a couple months off. And it was before I actually created this channel. I think you guys know my story, right? And I took those months off, and I guess I wasn't being sober and vigilant. I got a little complacent, and bang, he got me, right? Be sober and vigilant, guys, all right? I love you guys. God bless you. If I name any creators in this, guys, it has nothing to do with them, but we need to stop idolizing women, masquerading as that is what discipleship is. It's so effeminate and backwards, and I worry for you guys because it will not prepare you for marriage. It's not going to prepare you for the next Matt Pack, because marriage is a higher form of discipleship. If God, of course, has called you to that. All right, guys, so thank you so much. Have an amazing day. I love you guys. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. I'll probably film later here because when I came and the sun was up, it was just horrendous looking in here. And I love you guys, all right? Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, and I will check you guys in the next video. God bless you. Please keep me in your prayers, guys, because I know going into this new season, I will get hit a lot. We do not fight against flesh and blood. I'm telling you, this stuff is real, guys. Your life, your old life will break down in front of your eyes, and it's uncomfortable. But we are called, right, to be unto good works. Romans 12:1, to offer our body a living sacrifice. That is our reasonable service. I love you guys. As always, there is discipleship coaching down below if you guys want to work with me, and I'll finish it there. Have an amazing day, guys. Check you next time. Till then, much love. Peace.